Many people in Boston are familiar with the Great Migration, the exodus of 6 million African Americans from the South to cities in the North and the West. But there is another migration story that will be told in an original drama that will be given 6 performances at Hibernian Hall in Roxbury between May 11th and 20th. The play is called I Am Possible. We'd like to welcome the playwright in residence for the Madison Park Development Corporation, Juanita, and also from Madison Park, the new artistic director of Hibernian Hall, Farai. Thank you both for much being with us.
Thank you.
Hello, thank you.
I'd like to start with Farai. You're the new artistic director here, and some new visions. Anything in mind?
Yes, well, I'm at the end of 30 days now. I'm in my first 30 days. And I do have a vision to have this hall be fondly known and seen and resonate in the community as a cultural arts center. And so the 3 things that I'm going to focus on is the relationship that we have to community, high quality arts, and certainly continuing to support our artists in an economic way. So that's the focus.
Well, Juanita Peters, I'd like to hear the backstory from this play, because this is close to you and your family, and also close to us here in Boston.
Yes. And let me just say this, it's one of those stories in my mind that just wouldn't give up. In 1981, my grandmother received a letter from Boston that a cousin of hers had passed away and had left quite an estate. His name was John H. Jarvis. And in later years, as I kept researching John Jarvis, I realized he was a multimillionaire as early as the 50s. He became an inventor. He invented many things, but the thing that really made him was called the metal cutting machine, which he co-invented. John and 2 of his cousins came to Boston in the early 1920s. John came to study. He studied at Dean College, and his 2 cousins came looking for a better life, as people did at that time, and looking for work. Especially for African Canadians, you were limited in terms of what sort of work and opportunities were available to you. But there seemed to be this light on the other side of the border, in Boston, and a lot of family members to support you. So they came here. And the story we tell is a story about dreams and trying to make those dreams come true. It's strongly a story about relationships, not just relationship between Canada and the U.S., Nova Scotia and Boston, but relationships amongst these individuals who come here, and these relatives. And it's really I think significant at this particular period in time, when we are still struggling with some of the same issues in terms of how we treat each other, how the world views different peoples from different parts of the world, and negotiating how we work across the borders with each other.
Farai, what's the importance of having a place right in the heart of Roxbury where people can see a play like this?
As the title of the play says, I Am Possible. I think, Juanita and I were speaking about the significance of having this piece at Hibernian Hall, and the idea that it's important for African Americans in particular to be able to see someone do something, to know that it is possible for them to do something different. And so in my time, again in my 30 days, the one thing that I would love, and I'm really happy that the first production that I'm officially the artistic director is about the possibility, what is possible for people in community. And I think that this is a wonderful way. Theater is always about storytelling at the root of it. And so hearing this story, seeing other people that look like people from the community in this piece is deeply important, and I think will be very impactful.
Juanita, what about some of the local talent working on the production?
Do you want me to tell you how amazing they are?
No.
That's what you're here for.
They're absolutely fantastic. I'm sure that all writers can share, in understanding how dynamic it is to watch people take words that you've put on a page and make them come to life. And these people have been able to breathe life into these characters. It's just unimaginable and so well done. And Vincent Siders, who is directing it, has taken the piece and reimagined it in some very creative and fun ways. And I will tell you, the story has some very highs and very lows, but it's worth it. It's worth it. The journey is worth it.
And Farai, after this production, you're going to have some more theater activity?
Absolutely. So we do have Jessie Jean. She's a dancer, and she's coming in to do an intensive this summer in June. And that will be for 2 weeks. We also, as I said, are going to be launching an intensive summer theater program at the hall, and it's been a little while since we've had that level of programming happening, but we're really excited about it. I have another young person, Destiny Polk. She is known as Radical Black Girl. She has a group and choreographs and produces shows under the auspice of Resist Dance. And so she will also be joining us this summer. I'm really excited about that because she was one of my young people that I worked with when I was with an organization, a youth organization called Project Hip Hop. And I come from the background of doing cultural organizing in the community, so I'm really excited to invite her to participate. And we will also be having Trisha Elam Walker's Glittering Eyes coming up in the fall. And we have a Sparks for the Arts, which is our annual fundraiser that will be happening in November as well. So,
Farai, I have just enough time here to have you plug one more thing, and I know the production starts on May 11th, so you've got the website to look for more details on this?
Absolutely. Go to our website. At the top of my head, again, I'm in my first 30 days, but if you go to Madison Park Development Corporation, you can find all of the details there. Please, folks, we are asking you to come out. This is going to be worthy of the first show that we're doing for the season, or for my time.